The Alldus podcast is brought to you by Alldus International, supplying your expert AI and digital transformation staffing needs across the US and Europe. Today, you are listening to our AI in Action series, where leading minds in AI from across the world share their story, success, and advice. AI in Action cuts through the hype and explores the true impact of artificial intelligence in our world today.
You're listening to AI in Action. I'm your host, JP Valentine. Our guest today is Anthony Macaluso. Anthony is the CEO at Diverse. Anthony, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you, JP. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
We're delighted to have you. Anthony, let's start with yourself, please, as we do with all of our guests. Could you give us an overview of your background in technology and what your journey has been from where you got started, some of the roles you've held along the way, and what's led you to where you are today as the founder and CEO at Diverse?
Sure, JP. And yes, thank you again. I appreciate the time and having a great audience listen to what we believe is going to be something really exciting that'll soon be hitting for everybody to experience with Diverse. So my background is I have a financial background. I currently have a financial advisory establishment. I'm located in New York. I've been doing this now for the last 12 years. So I'm deeply embedded with numbers, financial background, being able to really direct my clients into not only a profitable, but a great, healthy retirement planning background. So that mixed with the entrepreneurship background, right? I am an independent advisor, so that's really important. I come from a really great family background. They were also entrepreneurs. So yeah, look, I mean, Diverse really came about not only as a passion project, but really wanting to make a positive change for the social networking space, right? For me, I've always been very good at taking models that either don't work or are missing something and being able to give them a new spin, right? Really make them not only something that people want, but people enjoy doing. So that's really where the verse came from. Not only just do I want to come in and redefine the social networking background, I want to make it a really positive experience.
Excellent. And I'm excited to talk about this with you because of our previous conversations and how you've explained this to me. But let's jump straight into it. Describe the verse, what it is that you're building, who you're building it for. And I think what's important is to set the landscape for your target customer audience, for the product users, what they're dealing with now, the varying tech platforms, and what problem the verse is going to solve for them, because that's quite significant.
The verse is a really unique platform, right? We've created a digital landscape setting that will allow members to be authentic. For me, my problem that I've had with the social networking experience is there's too much of we'll call it the Me Too effect, right? Nobody's being authentic. And from what I've learned in my prior experience is that it's really powerful to be yourself, right? And especially when you're trying to create communities or really look out in the landscape and say, hey, I don't want to mimic what other people are doing. I want to be accepted for who I am. And that's really where the digital landscape is going to be, to us, the standout effect, right? Because whether you want to create it on your own, which you have the ability to do, or use Verse VIP, which is more of a standard digital landscape, right? You'll now be able to create an environment based around the way that you envision social networking. So that could be whether it's picture, video, that could be experiences of more conversation based, right? This is really a landscape that you want. We're not running with algorithms that are going to chase you down rabbit holes, right? The whole premise of the verse being set up on a Web3 component is to be able to read, write, and own. And for me, that was really important, right? I think what we're seeing in this space right now is between the other platforms that are out there and available, people just have a bad taste in their mouth, and they're looking to not only move their membership base, but also have a new start. And that's what we're giving people at the Verse. We're giving them a new start. We're going to give them a digital landscape that'll allow them to be themselves. There's a huge monetization part of the Verse that we believe is going to be really important. And again, going back to the read, write, own, I don't know, that to me is extremely important. You own your data, right? On your digital landscape, you'll set the number, the dollar amount for ad space that you want to accept people for your platform. Again, it's extremely important to know that not only is this us redefining the social networking experience, it's also now a transition of out of Web 2, right, into Web 3, being able to read, write, and own your own data, not being led down rabbit holes through algorithms that these other platforms use. And really, to me, the authenticity behind this is extremely important.
Yeah. And I think what really helped solidify this for me when you were first describing it was, if you think of the typical content creator, whether it's an industry, an organization, a musical artist, whatever it may be, that they have to distribute their content through so many different mediums and platforms, and then to monetize it is a whole different set of platforms. And what the Verse is doing is, in my understanding of it, is bringing that all under one roof, which makes it a lot easier and gives much more control. I want to talk about some of the early response and feedback that this idea has been getting from the industry, because look, a lot of startups can create interesting ideas, but it's the market that will justify the need. And I know you've already seen significant interest from really major players in various content industries. Without divulging too much, share as much as you can, because I think it's a really compelling. This product hasn't even launched go live yet, and you already have a huge demand. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's correct. Just with the relationships that we've opened up, and look, we've been at this now almost 2 years. It's really a short period of time, and the feedback that we've received and the relationships that we have, the relationships that we're working on, it's fantastic. It really is. Again, from our view and a lot of the relationships that we're now gaining, this is what the market is calling for. And that's the exciting part is, again, we're not just another platform out there that is going to draw down data and information and use it and sell it, right? The key concept of this is really to create an immersive experience for our members. Yeah, every call that we've been on, again, not letting too much information on who we've been speaking with or who we're partnering up with, but everything has been positive. Everything, we're trying to be patient. We don't want to let too much good information out, but just know that when we do release, it's going to be exciting, and we're really geared up, and 2024 is going to be really a great year for the Verse. Not only are we going to attract existing social networking members, from my background, we're going after people like myself, people that are just out there who are tired of the other platforms, the direction they're leading in, a leadership team that is running their platforms. Look, we're real, we're authentic. We're not being led or focused by any team or country or other individual. With our sole purpose, again, is to really allow individuals, businesses, organizations, like-minded peoples, communities gather together in a positive aspect.
You are listening to the Alldus podcast. When you're looking to scale your team, or if you are interested in showcasing your company in a future episode, reach out today. Or if you're in the market for a new role, visit our website to view open positions, www.alldus.com.
I think once you guys are in a place where you can actually start to announce some of these partners, that immediately will put the spotlight on the business. And I'm sure it will create a lot of buzz and hype, which will only bring in more partners. Um, Talk to us about what you see 2024 going like from a growth perspective, not just from bringing in users, bringing in major names, whether it's individuals or organizations, but from a building out of the business. What are you excited to work on over the next 12 months?
My focus here with the Verse is to allow the community members to navigate the direction for the Verse, right? And I say that because a lot of platforms are doing what's good for the platform itself, right? Whether that be shareholders, leadership team, any sort of anybody else that really is either incentivized or not incentivized by the direction. Again, for what's exciting for me is that our roadmap really we would like to really see this thing pick up huge momentum from the first to the second quarter of next year. But again, we want to make it a place that members are comfortable, that their word or their comments or anything that they're looking for to get out of our platform, we single-handedly want to take every comment and every advice that we're given and really look to make this a home. And you said it before, which really rounds this out, is the Verse is going to be the home for everybody's networking plan. You're no longer going to have multiple platforms, right? If you like to, you can link them with the Verse and you can do a massive post to other platforms. But really the Verse is going to be we'll call it your homepage.
So Anthony, before we talk about the growth of the team and the technology side, I just want to help creators, whether they're industries or individual, help them visualize how transformative the Verse platform will be. Could you share one of the examples that you see which would best demonstrate how the Verse is going to help these creators, these contributors get their multitude of products, services, content out into the community?
So if I had to visualize this without being able to read something or look at something, right? I want everybody to imagine a digital billboard, right? A flat, open canvas landscape where you are able to add, you could creatively use any one of the communication outlets that you would like in order to keep your members informed about, again, not only products or services that you offer, but how you want to associate with your community. Again, that could be whether it's through group conversations, it could be one-on-one conversations, it could be any form of digital meetings. Again, that blank canvas that you have, whether you would like to create it yourself, that's an option. We have Verse VIP, which again, our partners are ecstatic about, because Verse VIP is going to give you default models that you could just use instantly. So again, if you're an individual and let's say you have a financial background like myself, you could pick a landscape that's geared towards financial background. You could creatively use any sort of communication line that you set up the landscape that best suits you. And now this is the attractive point, right? Make it your own. Okay. No longer is it going to be about the scroll and roll. Will it be about the Me Too land of more pictures and more short clips? If you like it to be pictures, great. If you want it to be more short clip narratives, that's fine too. But your digital landscape, your blank canvas is set for you to create it and make it your own. And again, that's what really is really special for us. If you like to use a business example, right? One of the partners that we've been speaking with, if they would like to sell any sort of, we'll call it perfume or any sort of cosmetics, they'll now be able to feature on their digital landscape any one of the cosmetics or jewelry or fragrances right there in their digital landscape, right? And again, a really key part of the verse will be the marketplace.
Anthony, without going too far down the rabbit hole and giving away your secret sauce, talk to us about the components of AI that are at play on the verse and what it is you and the team had to build to get it to this point. And maybe just highlight the talented team that you've got behind you from the various positions that exist. Just give us a little taste of how you're utilizing AI, whether it be from a data visualization perspective, the analytics side. What's behind the scenes that is helping the verse be the platform that it is?
I mean, look, again, with the strong team that we built at the verse, Beth Walker, who's our COO, CTO, our advisory board, we've really been given some really great recommendations. And I personally have taken them to heart, right? I know AI in the future is going to play an extremely large role. So we're confident that the tools and the features that we're using are going to be there to be helpful for all of our members. Again, our platform is out there for a positive aspect, bringing communities and like-minded individuals together, which again was really, so these features that we built using AI, which will be part of our wallet, which will be part of the dashboard. We have a great relationship with a very large company that, again, we feel these tools that we've been working on are really going to stand out to people to say, hey, time to get going. This is the transition point, like we've seen in past experiences, for us to now make that leap and now have our own verse. One thing that we continue to work on is growing out our team, right? So we're always out there positioning ourselves, looking for great members that could play a key role at the verse. That could be, again, AI, right? Experienced people in AI. We're also out there looking for liaisons that could really help us configure and help individuals or businesses or organizations set up their verse, right? Everybody will have a liaison. That's important, right? Have a go-to person. So again, it's very transformative. And I just would like to let everybody know that these are all positives that are coming down pipeline for this social network application.
Yeah, exactly.
These are all things that we're going to use to benefit the experience. We don't want to use AI because we know AI, as many benefits as there are, a lot of sides to AI that could hinder the process. So yes, we are looking for people that we could use as a part of our team, could make sure that not only does the verse continue to grow organically, but that the direction that we're leading in, that we don't get too ahead of ourselves. Yeah, I look, any help, anybody out available that is looking to transition to a platform that is here to stay, that is in growth mode, and they're looking for a project that is going to be around, the verse is where it's at.
Anthony, thank you so much for coming on today and talking to us. It was a great insight into the launch of the verse and what will definitely be a transformative platform for a space that seemed like it's been in need of something to disrupt it for quite some time now. And I know from the information that you and Beth have shared with me offline that the endorsements and the backing and the interest that you're seeing means that the verse will be here to stay and it's going to be very successful once you guys go live. So we appreciate you sharing your story today. We look forward to having you back on the show again in a year or two from now to talk to us about the amazing growth. No doubt it will be. And yeah, we look forward to seeing what you guys can accomplish. Best of luck to you and everyone at the verse.
Yes, JP. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Alldus podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any Android podcast of choice. You can also head over to our website, www.alldus.com, to listen to more podcasts, view our open roles, and stay up to date with industry news. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more great episodes coming very soon.